trying to escape from extreme poverty and seek an education. This is the story of Legson Kayira, a teenage boy who walked over 2,500 miles across Africa alone, wearing nothing but a school uniform, no shoes, and carrying nothing but a few books and a blanket. It is nothing short of miraculous. Found out why he is rightfully mentioned in this episode of Going Full Diehard. Legson was born in 1942 in a remote village called Mpale. Since birth, his life was on a knife's edge. One day, his inexperienced mother found him too heavy to carry, so she threw him into the Didimu River and walked away. Luckily, a village woman rescued him and returned him to his mother. He was called Didimu, but later Kayira wanted an English-sounding name, so he coined the name Legson. Legson's family were poor and illiterate. He would later write that he came from one of the poorest families that God ever created since the beginning of time. I was even sent back home on the first day of school because they said I was naked, but he believed that education was his ticket to a better life. His plan was to walk over 2,500 miles north through several African countries to reach the United States Embassy in Khartoum, Sudan, where he hoped to find a way to pursue his education in America. Legson announced to his village that he was going to walk to America on the following Tuesday, October 14, 1958. Since no one in the village knew where America was, his mother sent him off with enough flour for a 5-day journey. Dressed in his school uniform, barefoot and penniless, he carried a small axe, a blanket, a map of Africa, and 2 books. His journey was fueled by faith, determination, and the kindness of strangers. He walked through the dry and wet seasons, through dust storms and thick jungles, making friends in villages along the way. Often he was hired for odd jobs, earning just enough to feed himself 1 meal a day. Throughout his journey, starting from Malawi, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, South Sudan, until eventually arriving in Khartoum, Sudan. Legson had numerous encounters with wild animals. One night, while resting under a tree, Legson heard the unmistakable roar of a lion. The sound, which was terrifyingly close, forced him to stay awake and alert all night. He knew that any sudden movement could attract the lion's attention. To survive, he remained completely still, suppressing his fear until dawn when he could safely continue his journey. On several occasions, Legson had to navigate areas frequented by elephant herds. Elephants, though generally not predatory, can be extremely dangerous when threatened or surprised. He once found himself caught between 2 herds and had to carefully and quietly maneuver through the bush to avoid startling them, which could have led to a deadly stampede. The bush was teeming with snakes, some of which were venomous. Legson had to be constantly vigilant, watching every step to avoid stepping on or near snakes. Additionally, he faced swarms of insects, including mosquitoes that posed a risk of malaria. Without any medical supplies, he relied on his knowledge of local plants to find natural remedies to treat bites and stings. During his journey, he wrote letters to universities in the USA, hoping that someone would recognize his potential. And guess what? Skagit Valley College in Washington did. They offered him a scholarship, and Legson's dream was within reach. 2 years later, and over 2,500 miles covered, he reached Juba, Sudan. In Khartoum, the U.S. Vice Consul Emmett M. Coxon informed Legson that in order to get a foreign student visa, he had to have either money or a sponsor and return passage. However, Coxon was so impressed with Legson that he contacted Skagit Valley College himself. Skagit Valley College students and the community of Mount Vernon raised the money to bring Legson to Washington State. A Mount Vernon family offered him a home. Once in the U.S., Legson thrived academically and went on to graduate from the University of Washington. He became a respected author and a symbol of hope and perseverance. His journey from Malawi to the world is a testament to what can be achieved with determination and belief in oneself. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more amazing videos where we get to find out more incredible and tough people to have ever walked the planet.